What's up, guys? HMK here once again, and you guys already know, another leak, another video. First and foremost, we got to address the salt in the room by saying taking this with a grain of salt. But you know me, I like to address these rumors to get the news to you guys and to see if any of these are real or not. But this particular set of leak, you know, Nintendo Direct leak number 12FIDK700, whatever. Has a lot of interesting things in terms of it being hilarious, but also depressing. Depressing in the sense where I want a lot of this stuff to happen, like a lot. But even then, some of the stuff seems way too good to be true. Even if it was an E3 Nintendo Direct leak, it seems way too good to be true. But if you guys are ready, let's dive directly into the noise. For the safety of hype, strap on in, subscribe to HMK, hit that bell if you haven't in order to keep up with videos every week, especially videos like this. Let's get right into it. So first and foremost, Nintendo Switch Online revamp. That sounds way too good to be true. I'm sorry, no, I don't believe it, because in this revamp it says that N64, Game Boy Advance, DS, and GameCube Nintendo, even though it's called Nintendo GameCube Nintendo, they say GCN, whatever, is coming to the Switch. As much as I love that, heavy doubt, knowing Nintendo, they're going to try and get as much money out of us and whatnot. They're going to try and make a Nintendo 64 classic mini, whatever it is, you know, kind of like the Super Nintendo and the regular Nintendo, before something like this reaches the Switch. Sure, I would be so glad to be wrong, but I don't think that's going to be it, because that would be way too wild. It'll be Breath of the Wild. Speaking of Breath of the Wild, the next thing on the docket is Breath of the Wild 2 reveal trailer setting for a 2021 release. I would love that. And apparently Zelda will be playable at certain parts of the game. However, the big red flag in this whole leak thing when it comes to Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, all that good jazz, is that Breath of the Wild 2 apparently is going to be named Breath of the Wild 2. But I was always an advocate for Breath of the Wild 2 possibly being named Breath of the Wild 2, especially in Japan, considering that Link to the Past was called Triforce of the Gods, and then A Link Between Worlds was Triforce of the Gods 2 in Japan. The thing is, it's Breath of the Wild 2. Spelled out, Breath of the Wild 2 will be named BOTW 2. So, what is the leaker trying to tell me? Like, what are you trying to say? Like, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild 2, The Legend of Zelda BOTW 2, like a little bit more clarification will be. I mean, I'm sure that it's a given to probably assume that the leaker probably meant, oh, Breath of the Wild 2 will be named Breath of the Wild 2. But going from like spelled out words to, you know, the abbreviated term is just it doesn't sit right with me at all. It just doesn't, you know. And if it turns out to be Breath of the Wild 2, okay, let's go, whatever. So Skyward Sword HD is going to be getting a new trailer, and then Wind Waker HD along with Twilight Princess HD is going to be announced for September 2021. It's unknown if this is going to be a package or that they're going to be separate. I would prefer a package, and bro, like all this Zelda, of course, 35th anniversary, so that's why I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. Breath of the Wild 2 2021. Skyward Sword HD 2021, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess HD 2021. Like all of the Zelda, do you think Nintendo, like, let me know in the comments, do you really think Nintendo's gonna do some wild boy shit like that? Like, you know, to put all these Zelda games out in 1 year? Maybe, maybe not. Now here's where we get into the depressing stuff. Here's where we get to the depressing stuff on stuff that, like, bro, I would love for it to happen. And this guy's really trying to will this into existence, and I'm like, bro, I appreciate the effort, but Metroid 5, or I don't know if it's supposed to be called Metroid V, right? Metroid 5 V, Roman numeral 5, October 2021, developed internally by Nintendo. Now, if this is supposed to be Metroid 5, then I guess it would be Metroid 2 Samus Returns, Super Metroid, Metroid Fusion, and then the game that's supposed to come out after Fusion, and then that will be Metroid 5. But then I'm like, because like Metroid Prime is its own trilogy, there's a big number of spinoffs. But I mean, like, where would that put Other M? Are they just like gonna disregard Other M? I'm pretty sure Other M would be like part of that actual numbered actual storyline, whatever. So Metroid 5, October 2021, and then Metroid Prime Trilogy HD reveal. Like, bro, that's like, what are we waiting for this, for the Metroid Prime Trilogy HD? Is Nintendo trying to like splice them all apart and release them one by one? Even though all 3 games were a trilogy on the Wii, but knowing what they did with Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, which were both GameCube games that they sold separately, and Skyward Sword, which was a Wii game that they're selling separately. Are they trying to sell this separately? I don't know, but Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, June 2021. I'm pretty sure that might be the most believable thing on this leak or whatnot. And then Metroid Prime 4, a small teaser, more to come in 2021. Now, this is the part that gets me depressed, because this guy is like, the leaker is really trying to like, yeah, the Metroid hype, because Metroid is also celebrating the 35th anniversary this year. Yeah, that Metroid hype, Metroid 5, Metroid Prime 4, Metroid Prime Trilogy HD, you know, like, I'm about that. I love Metroid, and bro, like, bring the Prime Trilogy to Switch. What are you waiting for? Nintendo, goddamn. Like, I'm all about that, but knowing Nintendo, and this kind of hurts coming from a Zelda fan, right? No, Nintendo, they're probably going to focus on the big moneymaker, the big thing, you know, which is Zelda, the 35th anniversary this year. So, like, Metroid might end up getting shafted. Like, Nintendo's like, oh, the Zelda 35th anniversary, this and that and this and that, which I'm all down for. But then they're probably going to be like, oh, and Metroid also celebrates their 35th anniversary. And that's it. Moving on. Splatoon 3 Blowout. This game is scheduled for 2022, and we don't know when in 2022. This is the next big Splatoon game, and I'm hyped for Splatoon 3, just so you know, because Splatoon 1, Splatoon 2, and then Splatoon 3. Everyone's like, why are we getting Splatoon 3? We were good with Splatoon 2. Listen, you know, like all these other games that are supposed to be competitive shooters get one every year. Splatoon came out 2015. Splatoon 2 came out 2017. This game's coming out 2022. Bruh, that's like 5 years difference. The first 2 games had a 2-year difference. Now 2 and 3 have a 5-year difference. Just because it's on the Switch, like, what? Same console, same thing? No. I'm hyped for Splatoon 3, and y'all made that happen. That Doomsday Mad Max thing. Oh yeah, Team Chaos. So apparently there's gonna be a blowout with a lot more gameplay, visuals and stuff like that. But I mean, like, I think they would want to focus on something like that more going into 2022, because it's still very early in 2021, and then going into 2022 they can talk about that and whatnot. But that really depends on when they plan to release Splatoon 3. It could be early 2021, like straight up January or something like March. I don't know, right? So that's kind of hanky-panky, right? Next Level Games reveals Punch-Out Ultra. Another Little Mac game? I'd be down for it. You know, Punch-Out is always fun. Next Level Games working on that, but I'd rather have like Next Level Games work on another Strikers. Give me another Strikers. They're probably not working on it, because Camelot's, hey Nintendo, check it out. You can play golf like an RPG in Super Dash Mario Golf. Yeah. And then Nintendo's like, all right, Next Level, go make, I don't know, Punch Out or some shit. No! Football! Soccer! Strikers! Violence! And then apparently the Direct is going to end off with Mario Odyssey, Super Mario Odyssey 2 for 2022. Which doesn't seem out of the question. Honestly, it doesn't. Like, I think Odyssey is due for a sequel. And then they could put in Luigi, Yoshi, playable Peach. I don't know, but I'm like, you know, I feel that it's due for a sequel, and then 2022, like 5 years after 2017, is a good amount of time and whatnot. And then all of this Direct leak is aimed for a supposed April Direct in the double digits after April 10th, April 18th, whatever, you know, and that's the big thing, which that Direct date I don't hate and I believe has some merit, only because, you know, that's when everything on the soon-to-be slate for Nintendo is out and about. Monster Hunter Rise is literally coming out this Friday, and then we got new Pokemon Snap that's coming out in April, and then we're gonna need some good stuff. You know, sure, we got the Mario Golf game coming up, and then, you know, other stuff, but I feel they need to, like, you know, start priming up the hype going into June, summertime, you know, E3 time. And I don't know if they're gonna, you know, really wait from the last direct that we had all the way up to E3 time for June, a direct, whatever. And then there's nothing here about Smash, which makes sense because we literally just got Pyramithra. I feel the next Smash announcement is going to be E3 time, June. So don't feel too bad, you know, that something like that's not on this list, right? And then another leak, which I'm going to compound it into this video, deals with the Switch Pro, right? And the Switch Pro leak deals with the notion coming out of Bloomberg that Switch Pro is, or the Switch Plus, the next Nintendo Switch, the new Nintendo Switch, is going to use a new NVIDIA chip that will have DLSS enabled technology. And if you don't know what DLSS is the deep learning super sampling technology that NVIDIA, you know, helped create or novelize or whatever you want to call it, which uses AI in order to like bump up the frame rate and help, you know, bump up the graphical capabilities from what it's known for all the way up to 4K. And I'm definitely down with that. Holiday 2021, ton of games, and and it seems like $349 to $399. That seems kind of, whoa, that seems kind of expensive. The $399 side. If it was $349, I will be so down for that. But $399, people are claiming that's for enthusiasts, but I mean, like, bro, $400 for a Nintendo console? You must be out of your mind. You must be bonkers. But all in all, this leak, I just wanted to talk about it and whatnot, and I feel that a lot of this is way too good to be true, and a lot of it is depressing because I want it to be true, but it's probably not going to happen, and the paper had to pay the price, and I'm paying the price with my heart and my soul. But Nintendo, I'm ready for that Zelda blowout, and if you got some Metroid layer under the table, do it. Do it! If you enjoyed the video, please like, favorite, share, most importantly, subscribe to HMK for more leaks and more Nintendo content and more stuff about the future of Nintendo and whatnot. And let me know what you think about these leaks. If they are true or not, team fake, team real, let me know in the comments. So until the next one, this has been HMK, and I'll check you guys later.